can go ahead and start. I need to go get my glasses really quick.
Okay, gotcha. I can never remember to record, but that's okay. The meat of the stuff will be on there. I don't know what my problem is. I need to write myself a message and say, record. I get all excited and I forget to record. Okay. I have decided to set, I am a perfectionist. Oh, those are nice. Where are mine? Wait.
I'm getting so old.
There we go. There you go. You don't feel so bad now, do you?
I can't wait to play Scrooge.
Eric and I have known each other since we were like 19, right? Something like that. Oh my gosh. I don't want to say how old we are now, Christy. We're not very old. We're like in our 20s or 30s or something like that. I'm wrong. Okay. I know. All right. I have decided to try to, this is really hard for me to do. It's to set a schedule because all I do is Plexus. I don't have another job. This is my meat and bread. And when I quit my job, I worked in ministry, Christy, and I didn't make any money in ministry anyway, but I did it because I was serving God. But I really felt that he was calling me to help people, pour into people, help them get healthy, and help people build businesses. So I left my job in end of October. So that freed up a lot of time, and I didn't work full time anyway. So that gave me a little bit more time. So I tend to work very, very hard on my business and don't spend a lot of time doing the things I need to do around my house. Cleaning my house. I live in a pit right now. Yesterday, someone came up. I don't know if you guys know Rebecca Pavey or not yet. If you're friends with her, she's out of Arizona. She's on Christine Ware's team. And Sonia was working with us on our fears and overcoming fears, and then coaching, how we can coach our teams better. And so Rebecca came up and talked about how her house is a pit and all she does is work, Plexus, and she has 4 boys, and literally I feel like my house is a pit. And of course I'm a perfectionist, so my expectations is way up here, so, but anyway, I need to set hours. So starting tomorrow, I'm going to work 8:30 to noon, and then have an hour for lunch because my husband comes home every day from lunch from 12 to 1, an hour with him, and then I'll work 1 to 3. I will not work from 3 to 7. That is the time that I pick up Zane, and that's my time with him, a time with my family for dinner and all that. And then I will be available for calls, anything you need. If you have a problem pop up, you can get a hold of me between 7 and 8. After 8 o'clock, I am not going to be available. Sonia suggested we just turn our, what is it, help me, when you get messages from Facebook.
Phone.
What is it called?
Notifications.
Yes, thank you. Notifications. She suggested we turn our notifications off on our phones so that we don't hear it, we don't know. So I'm going to do that. I will not have notifications, so I will not know if someone has sent me a message. You can send me a message, that's okay. Just know that if you send it after 8 o'clock, I will not be able to get back to you. It says my internet. Are you still there? Hold on. So sorry. I have a bad internet connection. You guys still there?
Yeah, I thought it was mine because I thought my internet connection is kind of bad right now.
Yeah, me too. I'm here.
It's my computer. If that happens, know that I'll be right back. It just takes me a second. So that's what I'm going to do. And it doesn't mean that I don't love my team, because I do. I pour so much into this. So just know that I have to do this for my family, and I have to do it for my sanity. Okay.
Just a quick question. So are you still going to be doing the event tomorrow night?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, those things are going to happen, and that's totally fine. But that's not every night. So that's a special occasion. And I'm happy to do those things, because this is how you build your business. On there, getting them to know what Plexus is about. It's really interesting. I've had people on these online Facebook parties who honestly thought we were like a shake company, like Advocare or what is the Beachbody one, and like, oh my gosh, no. So they learn so much, and they realize that, oh, it's supplements. it's supplementing your body, what your body needs. And it's the best supplement on the planet as far as I'm concerned. So it's a great opportunity. One thing before I get into our training, Sonia talked a little bit, everyone that was there was Plexus, so she could talk Plexus. It was open to everyone, but no one that wasn't Plexus signed up. So she was able to talk a little bit about Plexus. And she's a diamond in our company, and she is very, very knowledgeable, and she knows what's going on. And she did say, we have got to be extra, extra careful with our posts. We have got to try to stay as compliant as possible. It's huge. We will be getting more from our compliance department. The 8-minute video was not enough for me. I needed more detail. I don't know about anybody else, but I really needed more detail. It's coming. Someone was suspended last week from posting on Facebook for 5 days. A Plexus ambassador was suspended. They could not post on Facebook for 5 days because they were non-compliant. And apparently it was someone who was doing it over and over and over and over again. So if you have something that you think is really good and you're not sure, come to me, come to Wendy. We don't need to go up the line for that. Wendy and I can take care of that. Okay, boosting your productivity and your daily mode of operation. Okay, so to boost your productivity every day, I know some people have just a small window of time that they can do their work in. So it's really, really important that we get a daily mode of operation set up. Before you do that, just look at your day. You've got your work you've got to go to. Start to prioritize and do only what matters every day. Separate everything into levels of priority if you can. Maybe make them P1, P2, P3. So P1 would be something that needs to be taken care of right this minute. Most important. P2, it's a priority, but it's not as important. P3, maybe something you can push off for a week or whatever. And then know the difference between what's a priority and what's important. Sonia talked about that yesterday. Doing laundry is important. We have to have clean clothes, but is that a priority? Should that go in a P1 or maybe a P3? Just kind of start to think about that. Organizing, like for me, my office space right here is a mess. I'm in our dining room. I don't have an office. My son has an office. Why don't I have an office? But anyway, my desk is a disaster, but it's not really a priority for me. I can work. I know where everything is. So that's a P3 for me. I'm not going to deal with that till I have more time. Okay. Set long-term and short-term goals. We've talked about this before. Start with 5 years. Where do you see yourself in 5 years? Okay. And then work backward. Okay. 5 years, you see yourself as a diamond. You know, look at your business. Where do you want to be in 5 years? Then break it down into yearly goals. What do you need to do every year to get to that in 5 years? Break it down from there into monthly goals and then weekly goals. So just as an example, let's say you want to sponsor 50 people into your business in a year. That's actually 40 people is a good number. 50 is a little high, but I just rounded it up. 50 people into your business. So you need to break that down. That's for a year. Break that down into smaller goals. So that works out to roughly 4 people a month. Sign up 4 people a month, which works out to be about 1 person a week. So if you add 1 person a week for 52 weeks, you're going to reach that goal, and your business will be booming. It's hard to do. I signed up, I counted the other day, I signed up 43 people my first year, but only like 20 some. No, it wasn't even that. I think it was 30 something stuck around. So you are going to lose people. It's just the law of the way things go. And you've got to just know that there's going to be these really big mountains. You get up on the very top of the mountain and you're so excited, then someone drops out. And it's just trying to keep yourself, you know, nice and calm and even the whole way and not let yourself get too down on yourself. Okay. And then so we did that. Create your schedule every day, what you need to do every day. And that's everything, not just Plexus. What do you have to do? What are your responsibilities every single day? You got to feed the dogs. You got to do the chickens. I know Eric's got chickens. He's got take care of the pond. He's got to make sure the kids get to school, you know, this, that, and the other. Then he's got to do his post on Facebook, and he's got to, you know, whatever you've got to do, make sure it's in. If you don't have a planner, I have a planner I use, but if you don't have a planner, you can just use a notebook. You don't have to buy a planner. Make sure that everything is in, you know, just put everything that you need to do in a day. Because I noticed if I don't put it in here or on my calendar on my phone, guess what? It doesn't get done. And then I'm like, oh, I forgot all about that. So I'm teaching myself too. I need to learn these things too. Okay, review each week ahead of time what you need to do. Get an idea of what you need to do for the week, and just be prepared so you know what's ahead of you. Like I have known all week that I needed to do this Zoom training, and I'm so bad at preparing that I didn't prepare until today. So guess what I put on my calendar for next week? I'll be gone on Friday, but on Thursday, I've got it in my calendar. I'm gonna plan for Sunday because I'm a good girl. I'm gonna get better at this. Sleep. Sleep. Yes. We have got to take care of ourselves so we can be there for our families. We can be there for the people that need us. So you've got to make sure you get enough sleep. I'm speaking to myself as well. I hope my schedule helps me with that, because I tend to take stuff really late into the night, and then I'm go to bed at 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock, and then I'm up at 6, and so I've only gotten 6 hours of sleep. Some people can, you know, some people 6 hours is enough. It is not enough for me. So just make sure that you know what you need and that you're working hard to get it. Use your time wisely, work smarter, not harder. Duplicate what I'm doing, duplicate what Wendy's doing. You don't have to reinvent the wheel. Okay? Sacrifices are going to need to be made when you're trying to work smarter and not harder. For instance, if you are a big TV watcher, cut out 30 minutes of TV at night and use that for 30 minutes of IPA, where you shut the door and you say, I'm going to contact 5 people right now, and just work really hard for 30 minutes, and then you're done. Because you can so do this business in 30 minutes a day. You can do it some of the time. You can do it part-time, but not some of the time. Find out when you're most productive. Are you most productive before work in the morning or after work at night? Or maybe an hour at lunch, if you have an hour lunch break, or 30 minutes at lunch. Everybody's different. And then do your work during that time. Don't try to do everything at once. I tend to have that problem. Wendy and I have the same brain. I don't know how that happened, but Wendy and I tend to kind of be really big dreamers and think outside the box, but then we've got several things going on all at the same time. So if you need to work on your IPA, do your IPA before you move on to anything else. You see what I'm saying? Instead of doing your IPA and then getting distracted by doing something else and then like, oh my gosh, I have to come back and do my IPA later. Or your follow-up, you know, do your IPA and then do your follow-up and then do your pose. You know what I'm saying? Instead of going, because I'm a little scattered, so I'll be like, okay, I'm doing my IPA. Oh gosh, I need to get back to this person, and then oh gosh, I'm over here. I need to. So this is for me too. It helps to write out what you need to get done and then check it off a list. Is anyone a list maker? Huge list maker. So that helps. And then outsource when you can. We're not really at that point yet, but it's something to think about. Your time is valuable. What you do for your family and your business is extremely valuable. If you're trying to do something that you don't know how to do, don't spend 3 hours trying to figure out. Find somebody who knows how to do it. Like I'm trying to build a website. And it's going pretty good, but it's taking me a lot longer than I thought. So I'm probably going to have to call somebody that knows what they're doing to help me out. And that's okay. But I'm not going to sit and waste 6 hours a day when I don't have that time to spend on a website. Home cleaning, that's a big thing, especially for us ladies. If you don't have time, I mean, it's important that your house is clean, but is it a priority? If it's a priority for you, then maybe you can hire someone once a month to come in and do a deep cleaning. That's what I just talked to Tim about today. Can we please have someone maybe once a month? Because I'm living in a pit here, folks. So your time is super valuable. Use tools and resources to save time. I know some of you are using Buffer. to do your posts. I love Buffer. There's also Hootsuite. I didn't like Hootsuite as much as Buffer. They're both free. There's one called Tiny Torch. It's not free, I don't think. And then any apps that you might find to boost your productivity. I haven't found any that I really like yet. I had one that was supposed to remind me to do stuff at a certain time each day, and it ended up making me really mad, so I got rid of it. Like, stop reminding me. I know I'm falling behind. So that's all going to be helpful when you're going into looking at a daily mode of operation. A daily mode of operation is just how you operate every day. That's all it is. It's going to be a list of things that you've got to do every day, especially if you want this business to grow. You've got to keep doing those things every single day, or it's not going to grow as fast as you want it to. Okay, so this is kind of like just having a list and going through it every single day. The first thing you've got to do is to commit to having a daily mode of operation. You can say, sure, I want to do that, but it just never happens. So you have to make a commitment and say, I am going to figure out how I work best. And it also depends on what you're looking to achieve with your business. Work more on yourself than you do on your business. Jim Rohn says that. I don't know if you know who Jim Rohn is or not, but Google him. He was, I can't remember what company he was with, but he was a very wealthy entrepreneur, but was very, very wise. So he said, work more on yourself than you do on your business. So what that means is make sure you add in personal development every day. 15 minutes, if you can do it. 30 is even better. That is a book, personal development book. I have a lot of great books I can recommend. Podcasts, I am a podcast addict. I have a lot of podcasts that I can recommend. Journaling, time with the Lord is definitely on the top of the list. Those kinds of things, very important to pour into yourself so you can pour into others. And then, did I skip one? Nope, I didn't. Okay. Then start to appraise your daily mode of operation. Look at where things can go, and sometimes that's going to change. Maybe you'll have a day where you're off and you can do more that day than you would on a day where you had to go to work. Schedule each day with IPA somewhere in there. Doesn't matter where it is. Doesn't have to be in the morning, doesn't have to be at night. Whatever works for you. And schedule your Facebook posts in advance, which I know so many of us are already doing, and I'm so excited because that's awesome. That takes so much off your daily plate. Before I knew about Buffer, I was like, oh my gosh, I can't keep up. I used to write down posts. And before I knew you could save posts, you know, you can go in and save a post, right? Go back to it later. I didn't know that for the longest, like the first 7-8 months. And so I was literally writing down who posted what so I could go back and repost it. And that was just so time consuming. So I'm so glad we know about Buffer. And then plan your day in advance. I sit down before I go to bed at night and I look at my calendar, and I also write it down on a piece of paper, all the things I need to do the next day. And then you already know what you need to do. You don't have to wake up and go, what do I have to do today? You already know. And don't be hard on yourself if you can't follow your mode of operation for a day or two, or a week, whatever. If you're on vacation, you guys, our life is life. You know, it happens. So please don't be mad at yourself, and please know that the things that I'm offering are not things you have to do, but there are things that have helped me and have helped others that have been successful, much more successful than me. And I know that we can be successful if we do it. So just don't be mad at yourself, and know that I'm not ever going to be mad at you, because I love you. I'm never going to be mad at you. And then continually just review it and make sure that you're making adjustments where you need to make adjustments. Your goal should just be to stick to it as much as you possibly can. End of story. That's it. Okay, I wanted to talk a little bit. I'm not going to share a lot about yesterday because we're going to be doing a little video, Wendy and I and Danielle Toes. I can't remember her last name. We three went yesterday, and we're going to kind of share our takeaways and then share it with all of you. So I don't want to give too much up, but it was amazing. the thing I'm going to share is about fear. She talked a lot about our fears and our fears surrounding our success. And it was so funny. I just talked about it the other day on my Facebook Live. She talked about every time we get to that point where we're getting ready to level up again, and you'll get there. We just had Eric level up to silver. Hey, you know that it took Sarah Marble 7 months to get to silver, right? Yeah, 7 months. So people say, oh, it's so easy to go to silver. You just need 3 people. Well, honestly, it's not always that easy. It depends on your life, your sphere, how big is your outreach? You know, do you have people that are like right there ready to support you, or do we have people that have money problems? I mean, it just depends on your situation. So it doesn't matter if you go silver in 1 day or 12 months. It does not matter. The fact is that you're still going for it. You know what I mean? She said every time you get, and I know this is true, she says, new level, new devil. So every time you get close to leveling up, you get more things coming at you from all different angles. And lots of times those are fears or feelings of inadequacy or can I do this kind of stuff. So she said as the fear pops up in your head, no matter what, not even with a level, just in life, create positive self-talk to get it out of your life. So that's affirmations, things that you can tell yourself to just erase it. Because honestly, we don't need any of that. We don't need that at all. And then she asked, how do we get so good at fear? Fear is just, I mean, it's a part of our lives. It's a habit. And she said, our habits can change those fears and erase them. And I just love that. So she gave a fear formula. And this is something that you guys can do if you feel like it. Identify your fears and then dig deeper. Where did that fear come from? What happened in your life? Who told you that you couldn't do it? Who told you that you weren't good enough? Who told you, you know, you could go on and on. We all have people, unfortunately, in our past who have put those, because when you were born, you could do anything. You know, she said yesterday, when you were little, what did you want to be when you grew up? I want to be an astronaut. I want to be a Barbie princess. I want to be this. And we believe without a shadow of a doubt that we could do that, right? You remember that? I remember it. And then something happened in our lives that stopped us from believing. So identify it, go deeper, write it down, put it on paper, put your fears on paper. That's, you know, we got to see them. We got to write them down. We've got to see them. And then find an affirmation to replace that fear. Something that, and I'll share mine. We got to break out. We did coaching too, but we got to break out and let's see if I can find it. We did coaching yesterday too, which was really, really interesting. Okay, so she had us get with a partner, preferably someone we didn't know, and talk about a fear, and then talk ourselves through that fear. And so one of my fears is, and this is being very transparent, people will think I don't know what I'm talking about. It's one of my fears about plexus. They're like, what do you know? I'm not a nurse, I'm not a doctor, what do I know? So she had us write an affirmation to counteract that. And here's what I wrote. I am a bold and confident speaker. I am knowledgeable and have a grasp of the topic that I am talking about. People want to hear what I have to say. What I say brings value to other people's lives. So every time I start to feel like someone thinks I don't know what I'm talking about, I'm going to say that to myself. And in fact, she shared an app with us where you can record it into the, I think it's called Say It or Repeat It. Repeat It Again is what it's called. And you can put in all your little things, all your affirmations, and then you can have it repeat it to you a certain number of times. And she actually shared with us some of hers on her phone. She's so real, you guys. Sonia Dudley is amazing. She's so real and just so gracious and transparent, and makes me want to be more like her. And then the fourth step is, after replace it with an affirmation, is repeat it, repeat it, repeat it, repeat it. She said, of course, we know that it takes 21 days to make a new habit, but she said 30 days. She said, do it for 30 days. And she said, your life will open up and your business will open up. And she said, you'll be amazed at how that will work for you. And so I won't share that. Well, maybe I will share that. I don't know. I get to share something. So I just thought that was amazing. And then she had some power questions for us to ask ourselves to grow ourselves. And they are, am I investing in myself? Self-development, podcast, events, books. Are you investing in yourself? Are you genuinely interested in other people? I think it was Zig Ziglar said, if you help enough people get what they want, you will get what you want. So be a servant leader in everything you do. I try to put my team before my needs. Are you grounded as a leader? Are you adding value to your team? And some of you are growing on your team. Your teams are growing. Are you staying in your strength zone? Your strength zone is where you work best, what you know best. Am I taking care of today? Look at your calendars, look at your daily mode of operation. Are you doing what you should do today? And am I investing my time with the right people? And she meant on our team. She said, generally, 80% of the people will never work the business and 20% will. So once your team start to grow, look at those 20% people and pour into them all you can. Those are your runners. Those are your people who see the vision, that caught the vision in the beginning. And sometimes people don't catch the vision for a while. It takes a while. And that's okay too. But you may have people join you that immediately know that this is special and it's different and they want to go with it. Those are the people to invest your time in. You can still love on those other people. You know, they deserve your love too, and they're going to need your guidance with the products, but they're not interested in the business. So don't even go there with them. You know what I mean? So those were the two things that I wanted to share with you guys from her. She's just amazing. I think that was pretty much it. Yeah, I got through all my notes. Did you guys have any questions or any concerns, any prayer concerns, anything that I can do? No?
I had a question. The event tomorrow night,
Yes.
I must have missed some of the before about it, but I was looking at it today, and I work during that time, so I can't be there.
You can still invite people.
Yeah, and so my question was, I was going to invite a couple people, but is the post to the link to the event? How do I find it? Because in the one post I saw, I couldn't find the link to it. And
what you need to do is just invite them. If you go to, are you on the event page?
no, where do I find that?
Maybe I didn't put you on there. Let me go look. Hold on. There's an event page for it. It's called Plexus 101 Online. And let me see if let me invite you. And if you are invited, it will tell me that you are. Oh, that's why you never got invited. Okay, so I just sent you an invite.
Okay.
So go ahead and click yes on that, and then go to the event page itself, and then click on invite. And then you can invite your people. I'm so sorry about that.
Oh, no, it's no problem. I just, so just put, like I can't go, but so just put going anyways.
Yeah, it's fine. There's
Okay.
many ambassadors there to answer questions. So if it were just you and you couldn't make it, I would say no, but there's going to be lots of other people there. So.
Okay.
And it's we do everything in that event page. It's like, I don't know, you're a man, so you probably haven't, but Christy, you've probably been invited to a nail party or online party. It's kind of like that, but I try to make it a little more personal. So and it usually lasts about an hour and a half, sometimes close to 2 hours. So I'll try to go fast. I try to post every 3 to 4 minutes. So it gives time for people to interact, ask questions. There's a couple of videos for them to watch that are a little longer, so I wait a little longer. But it keeps me on my toes. It's really fun. I like it. So.
Okay.
It's very informative. So whoever comes, they're gonna learn a lot. So that's what we want.
Cool.
Yeah, so you just invite your people with that event or with the invite, And then you can also post it to your wall too. I think there's a way you can copy it inside here. Or you can even just copy up at the browser, copy, and then paste that into your status update, and say, hey, join us for this. Click the link at 8 o'clock CST. And make sure you know that they know that it's Central Standard Time. Okay.
Yeah, that's been getting me.
Yeah, I know. I'm an hour behind you, right?
Yeah.
God damn it.
I know last week I was all set and I'm sitting here at the computer going, oh, good, I can make it. And I'm like 4 o'clock and I'm like, I can't get in. And you're like, it's not until 4. I'm like, it is 4, but I didn't.
So sorry. Yeah.
And I had to go to work at 5 to do
Those are
it.
California guys off too, because they're, when
3 or
it's
2 more.
Yeah, 2 o'clock there. So, okay, you guys, I'm going to let you go. Thank you so much. Thank you for coming. And I'll put the recording up so everyone who missed it can watch it too. I love you guys.
Great.
Thanks, bye.
Bye. Have a good day.
You too.
You too.